Hello, we're live. Not really, but anyway. All right, girls, love you. Um, this week I think I was wanting to talk about taking responsibility, and then maybe some other stuff. But let's fill our time with taking responsibility. Some thoughts on that. So, I wrote down here some, taking responsibility for your actions is what we're talking about, right? And so then, is it taking responsibility will make you strong. Taking responsibility will make you grow. Taking responsibility will make you stable and sturdy within yourself. This might be the same as strong, but anyway. Taking responsibility takes a heart of truth. We've talked about that before. Taking responsibility will make you dependable. And taking responsibility will make you to be a trustworthy person. So I was thinking, you think about making you strong, right? Uh, it's important to not blame others, things, not to blame your situation on other people or on other things and stuff like that. I mean, it is true that sometimes people can get you into stuff. That's true. I'm not saying that. And people can do stuff to you. But what I'm talking about is taking responsibility for your actions, how you react to things, and what you do about those things. Not so. In that it does make you stronger. It makes you a better person of character. Taking responsibility does make you strong. So, don't blame your situations and the things that happen. The things that happen, don't just look to blame that on other things outside of you. It does. I mean, I'm not saying that things don't happen because they do happen. But I'm talking about how you deal with it. You know. And a part of that conversation is taking responsibility. Of course, it's taking responsibility for your actions, but, and how you deal with this stuff. And those are the things, the reason why I say it. And when I say, taking responsibility will make you grow, this is what I mean. Oh, sorry. Been a long day. Kind of. Anyway. Uh, it will make you grow as a person because it makes you stronger. You know. Um, that's a part of it that makes you grow. But also, another part of taking responsibility is admitting your mistakes when you make mistakes. Admit to your mistakes, and that will cause you to learn and to grow. That will. And when I say admit your mistakes, I don't mean that you got to go and confess stuff to somebody else or go all that stuff. I mean, there's a place for that stuff too, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like I said before, don't lie to yourself. This is getting into those areas of those things I'm talking about. So, admitting to yourself your mistakes, and it's fine. We all make mistakes. It's a human thing. To err is human. So, if you make mistakes, you made a mistake. Admit to it. That's what I mean. You take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for yourself. If you make a mistake, like it or lump it, hard or rough, admit to it. And in that admitting to it, you will learn. Just in the fact of making a mistake, if you keep your head about it, you will learn from the mistake because you'll see, oh, I don't want to do that again, and you learn. And in learning is growth. I mean, I think that makes sense, right? That just stands to reason, right? So, but it starts with taking responsibility. It starts with that first step of saying, "Oh, that was my mistake. That's on me. My mistake. Okay, I see." So then you can determine what you're going to do, what next action to take. But when you don't take no kind of responsibility, and it really is about a thing of looking within, within and not without, because all strength comes from within. But when you point the fingers and point always trying to say it's this and that and something outside of you, rather than looking within and looking at yourself, that's where the power is. Because you can't do nothing outside of yourself, especially when you're talking about dealing with people and their ways and their things. You can't make nobody change. They got to change for themselves. Only thing you can change is you. And this is what I'm talking about. And I don't mean, again, I'm not talking about beating up on yourself and these kinds of things neither. It's just being honest and realistic and 100% with yourself about things that's going on, So, taking responsibility will make you grow, because this is one of those ways. By being able to look at your mistakes and to learn and grow from those, in that it makes you, says it makes you stable and sturdy within yourself. It makes you stable and sturdy within yourself, because especially after you've proven yourself to yourself, and that you're gonna get through it, then that kind of builds some reassurance in you that it's going to be all right. You're going to get through it, and you're going to make it better. You're going to make it what it needs to be, and so then it starts with you, and it does start within you, and as that is developed and is a part of you, other people will see it. So then it's not only that you're being stable and sturdy for yourself and within yourself and for yourself, but other people see it too. So then, should the time come, and I'm talking about friends and family and stuff like that, should people, or work relationships, of course, but people know that they can lean on you for things, if it's work things, or if it's life, if it's friends, then it's life things. But it's the same concept, and people get to know that they can trust you for some things, and that makes you stable. And that when they know that you're stable, they can trust you for some things, So, taking responsibility is valuable in that way, taking responsibility. And that's the only point of this, is that I'm trying to just highlight that taking responsibility is important. It is valuable. You should do it. Do it. Take responsibility for your actions. Furthermore, taking responsibility takes a heart of truth. What did I write? It says hard sometimes, but it will make you a better person, a real person. Yeah, it is hard sometimes. It is hard sometimes to look at, especially when you've made mistakes, but to look at the things that you've done and to sometimes have to assess those things and reassess them and say, hey, did I do that the best way? Did I do that? Is that right? Or was I wrong? And that's what I mean, is that takes a heart of truth. And that is sometimes those coming to those places are hard. A lot of people won't do it. This is what I'm talking about when I say don't lie to yourself. That's what I mean. See it for what it is. See it as it is, And if you will, it will make you a better person. It will make you grow. It will make you strong. These things are true, man. So, it takes a heart of truth to be responsible, to take responsibility, but it makes you valuable. And it's important. It'll make you dependable. It makes you dependable. Other people will, taking responsibility. That's the next thing. But yeah, have a heart of truth. Taking responsibility will have a heart of truth. See, these things there are higher principles, but there is also the working in the dirt and putting your hands on things that culture these things. You know, sometimes it's not always when you're learning something new, especially if you're learning a craft from a master. Say if you was making swords, right? You worked under the master sword maker at first, and you learn it his ways, and you're not really recognizing, you're not using your mind, your brain and thoughts so much to, oh, how much you got to do with this and how much you got to do with that, because you're under the master and he's telling you, hey, take that, pound that, take that, pound that, put those together and pound them together. So you don't have to think about it. You're just doing it, But in the doing of it, under the master's tutelage, you are developing the mind of it. So then you will be able one day take it for yourself and do it over yourself. And then the master always, really what he wants is for you, the student, to take it farther, to learn it, and then to take it to the next level. And then the next generation learns it, and they take it to the next level, and on and on and on. This is true. But it does start with taking responsibility. That's a part of it. Not that it starts, but that's a part of it, So the next point I was saying that it will make you dependable. And I think I kind of mentioned that earlier. Or at least, that is, well, yeah, it makes you dependable because you know that whatever it takes to get something done, that you're going to take responsibility for it, get it done. And then other people will see that. And when other people get to know that they can depend on you for things, then it makes you more valuable. In a workplace, that is a monetary value, If people know that, and when it comes to working, that they can depend on you for doing what you say you're going to do or whatever, or doing as it's supposed to be, then that lets the boss be more hands-off in dealing with you about it, because he knows he can depend on you for doing it. And so then when he can be more hands-off, then that escalates you. That lets you get promotions in different positions, which turn around and make more money, And so then that makes you more valuable, just in the taking responsibility. That's where it starts. And then that, in those escalations, in those promotions, you will start to see bigger things, bigger pictures of, again, when it comes to work and operating and work in different fields and what it takes to get the job done. So you're seeing more of that whole big picture, and so then it's can keep on creating a self-sufficiency for yourself. So then it could develop that you don't have to work for that company no more, that you can build your own company now. And instead of making cars for Ford, you make your own cars. And then that's a whole nother escalation, And that's what I mean. These things are built on principles of taking responsibility, taking the mantle. They call it taking the mantle, taking up what it needs to be done and doing it, and just doing it because it needs to be done, But yeah, so then I said learning from your mistakes, that's very important. Well, yeah, but it says learning from your mistakes should make you a more merciful person and a more understanding person. I think that's valuable too. Sometimes it takes going through the fire before you can see your friend is going through fire, and you'll be like, oh, and not only are you you're more suited to help them, but also you're more understanding of their situation. And when you're more understanding of somebody's situation, then you're more merciful to them. You ain't so hard-hearted and hard-lined about things, And it don't matter what other people say about you, because you know your heart. Those are very valuable things. These are all things, really, I'm talking about. That are things about strength, and real strength, true strength. Not the stuff that people tell you is strength. So, learning from your mistakes, it makes you a more merciful person. It makes you more understanding. It makes you more understanding of other people. It makes you more understanding of life and the people around you and why things happen the way they do. So taking responsibility is very important. I said it in both ways as far as just having responsibilities. But more than having responsibilities, I'm talking about taking responsibility for your actions. You know, those are two different things. So, you know, so just for like a little small, and to be a trustworthy person. Yeah. I think I've expressed that all right. But yeah, when you take responsibility, when you develop in yourself a culture and a being of a way of operating within yourself that I'm going to take responsibility for my actions and deal with it, whether I was right or wrong, good or bad, and to make the best of any situation, then you do yourself a favor. You overcome in all ways, man. Another note that I said, and we're almost done, but just to be a trustworthy person. When you are taking responsibility for yourself and you have a heart of taking responsibility for yourself, then people recognize that. And it makes you a trustworthy person. People know that they can rely on you and and trust you. Just trust you in all these different kinds of ways. Again, if it's a work thing, yeah, then they can trust you to get the job done. But if it's a personal thing, if it's your friends and stuff like that, then they know that you are trustworthy. They can tell you something that they don't want everybody all across town knowing about, but they know that they can trust you with it, and they can lean on you for that kind of support to help them get through certain situations. They know that about you. Well, then that makes you a trustworthy person. And this is what I'm saying. It starts with taking responsibility for your actions, culturing that within yourself. It's valuable. It's very important. Take responsibility for yourself. Don't blame other people for your life. Don't blame other people for your situation. Don't. Just don't. You know. So, when you're playing the game, and somebody got you, don't say the button didn't work. My controller didn't work. Don't say that. Say I messed up. I didn't hit the controller fast enough. I didn't hit the button fast enough. I didn't move fast enough. Don't say, oh, my button, my stuff glitched and my controller didn't work and you know, you're blaming all these other things, man. Ah, in that instance, that case, it's just a game. So I mean, just take responsibility for your actions. I think it is a subconscious thing too. More than that, but there's a subconscious thing there that says, you know, when you will admit to you, and I'm not talking about beating up on yourself. I'm not talking about beating up on yourself, but being realistic to yourself about things that's going on. If I messed up and I didn't push the controller fast enough, then I need to say, oh, it's not that my controller's broke. I just didn't do it good enough. I think there's something subconscious there that'll tell you that says when you admit that I did something maybe not as good as I should have, then there's a subconscious there that says, okay, well then let's fix that. Let's make that better if we want to be better about it, you know. But it's a subconscious thing, even on some levels that, you know, they'll get there. But, you know, like I've been saying, don't lie to yourself. This is what I'm talking about, man. Take responsibility for your actions. It's all right. It's worth it. It'll make you strong. It'll make you better. Do it. Love you. See you later.